started with your National Dayz O the week. Beginning with the 29th of September. No, the 30th. Today's the 29th. Yeah, we do these in preparation for the week ahead, not looking back. 30 September, last day of the fiscal year. Here we are. What do you got? The strangest one I've ever seen. National Puppy Mill Survivor Day. I'm not making that up. That's a real national. Again, if you want a national day, and I highly recommend the Tainies pool their money together and get the National Tainies Day. I think they deserve it. But if you have some money, you can send it into these things, and they'll give you a national day. And somebody thought it was a good idea to have National Puppy Mill Survivor Day. Let me see if I get this straight. Cute little adorable puppy that you own is a survivor because it came from a place that makes puppies that you want? Dumb. I'm just going to say it's so stupid. Enjoy your puppy. I don't care how it came to be. Ridgebacks are, they're a bit rapey. That's all I can say. Ask my brother. He's been raped by Zeus on more than one occasion. True story. Yeah. So Ridgebacks are a bit rapey. They don't really need a puppy mill unless you want to find quality Ridgeback that has a Ridgeback mommy and a Ridgeback daddy. And then arrangements need to be made. That's how that works. Call it a puppy mill if you want to. I got an adorable puppy out of the deal. And I don't think they were a puppy mill. Wonderful little Spanish family in Malaga. Yeah, that's right. If you didn't know, Zeus is a Spanish dog of Rhodesian descent. On the 1st of October, starting off your new training calendar year. That's right. Go ahead and get your mandatory training done now, so I don't have to worry about it later. It's National Poetry Day. Now, I'm not a big fan of poetry, but poetry has a purpose. When done correctly, it can be pretty doggone awesome, but for the most part, it usually isn't. But it does require your brain to fire off in a different direction. It does require your brain to go, when everything is blah, 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 and then you go, write a poem. It doesn't have to be Pulitzer worthy. On National Poetry Day, write yourself a little poem to a loved one, to yourself. Make it a haiku. I love haikus because with the exception of that little numbering strategy, they're the easiest poem, I think, to write. So write yourself a haiku, and I'm sure National Haiku Day already exists. But for National Poetry Day, write yourself a poem or write a poem to someone you love. Moving on to the 2nd. The 2nd of October is National Name Your Car Day. Now, tradition dictates that you can't name your car unless you inside the car, That's a little Napolese slang there for you. You get it? You know what I'm talking about? Escopa, hey. Yeah, unless you do a little in your car, you can't really officially name it. But I guess October the 2nd is the exception to the rule. Name your car. Your car should have a name, which means you should get lucky in your car at least once. On the 3rd of October, it's National Boyfriend Day, or as I call it, every day. If you have a boyfriend, you should be treating him nicely. And if you have upgraded your boyfriend to fiance or husband, you should still treat him like a boyfriend. You heard me. True story. I mean that. It obviously applies for girlfriends too, But on National Boyfriend Day, they don't get to steal our limelight. Treat your man nicely, and he will return the favors. Stupid. On the 4th, oh my goodness, October the 4th, What did we have to choose from, T-Bone? Let me tell you, friends. Let me tell you what you had to choose from. National Cinnamon Roll Day, National Taco Day, National Vodka Day. Did I choose any of these things that I love so dearly? I did not. I did not, because it is also National St. Francis of Assisi Day. And I don't know if you know anything about me, but if there's any saint that I ever need, it's always St. Francis of Assisi. My father, a dedicated little Catholic boy in his youth, he knew all the saints. He knew them all. And one day on Jeopardy, a clue came up that I didn't know, and he blurts out in his loudest, boomiest voice, St. Francis of Assisi! And he was correct. And he never let me forget that day when he got the answer correct, because it was St. Francis of Assisi. And the running joke for years after that was anytime a saint question comes up, he would just yell out St. Francis of Assisi. Not usually correct, but it was the joke. It was a fun joke, and I love my dad, and I miss my dad. If you still have your dad, as I remind you every Father's Day, reach out to him, tell him you love him, because you only get one. Yeah. Interesting side note there. He bought me a St. Francis of Assisi statue. Yeah, because that's what I needed, a constant reminder of the one time he was right. My cat Polaris, St. Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of animals. My cat Polaris knocked over the statue and broke it. I'm not saying my cat, who was a black cat, was a devil. And National Black Cat Day actually came up, and I didn't choose that either. Here we go. On the 5th, is National. Why am I am looking at the right camera. Why do I feel like I'm a little off? Anyway, National. Get ready to get excited, ladies and gentlemen, because it's National Military Podcast Day. I guarantee it was founded by the Air Force. I will bet money that the United States Air Force, not Space Force, not Cybercon, but the United States Air Force said, you know what would be a good idea? Let's have National Military Podcast Day so we can really get those airmen out there to listen to our podcast. Said no one ever. No one listens to military podcast unless, first of all, getting people to listen to any podcast is already a challenge. Now you're going to tell me, as a for instance, if it happens, say my boss, who just happens to be of admiralty, kind of an important dude, say my boss decides he's going to start doing a podcast. And what's going to happen? All of those people who want to, the derriere, all of those people who are looking to impress him are going to listen. Because they're forced to listen. They're compelled to listen. They're not doing it because they want to. And there's not a single military podcast out there that anyone's compelled to listen to. If you're looking for a podcast, and you're not already a fan of the Luns B Show, you should do that. But 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway is very, very entertaining. So check it out. All right, and finally, on the 6th of October, it's National Noodles Day. Who doesn't like a good noodle in the pool? Not pool noodle day, it's actual noodle day. Get yourself some noodles. What's your favorite kind of noodle? They come in all flavors and shapes and sizes. Do you like the fake noodles? You like your germaine, your real noodles? Do you like them thin? Do you like them thick? Do you like them real thick and juicy? How do you like your noodles? I'm just curious.